Did you know you can record your read-alongs or instructional videos directly from a PowerPoint? It's super simple. The first thing you've got to do is prepare your PowerPoint as normal. So you can see I have one here. And then on your top bar, all you want to do is find the button that says Slideshow. Click that button. And if you have an updated version of PowerPoint, you should have this button here that says Record Slideshow. That's simple. Click the button and you'll be taken to this screen here. So you can see at the top I've got some buttons. I've got a red record button, a camera, which at the moment is turned off, and a microphone. Now on my first screen, so I would be wanting to record an instructional video here, so I would need to turn on my screen. So hello, you can see it instantly gives me my camera. I would also make sure that I have my mic turned on and make sure it's connected to the mic that you want it to record. Okay? I would then give my students their content instructions. So if it's a storybook, then I might want to introduce the characters, the language that's going to be used, maybe some letter sounds we've been practicing. If this is perhaps a flip video for a lesson, then I might want to give my instructions before then taking them through. You can also see at the bottom here, we've got some tools. I'm going to turn off my camera so you can concentrate. I've got some tools here that I can use to highlight things on my screen, to write things on my screen as well. I can even colour, okay? So you can see I can do a lot of different things on my screen and it's potentially recording the whole time. So when I'm ready to record and I think I know what I'm going to say, and you can see you can add notes here as well. If you're like me and forgetful, you might find it helpful to have a transcript of sorts written down the side here, or at least bullet points, because this only you see, not the students. Once I'm ready, all I've got to do is hit that big red button. And as soon as I hit that button, you can see I get a countdown, which is very helpful. And then I'd say hello and give my introductions to, in this case, a story. If I was doing some instructional content and maybe I wanted to take them through basic additional sum, here we go. And I'd want to point out that this is an addition, this is equals, or something like that. So you can see I can annotate the screen as I'm talking. And it's going to record everything I do, okay? When I'm happy with my introductory screen, I would actually then hit stop. Now, when I hit stop, I want to end the show and go back to my original screen. Now, you can see here, because I turned my camera off, I only have this little audio button. And then I'd say hello and give my introductions to, in this case, a story. If this was a video file, it would work in exactly the same. It's just my photo or my picture would come up there. And unfortunately, I have a habit of getting the worst thumbnails ever. So they would appear there. So I can make it bigger, make it fill the whole screen of my introductory slide. I can cut it to a shape, which is what I'd normally do if it was a video file. I would crop it to a shape. I normally take the corners off and make it more rounded and fit it within my title frame that I tend to use, in this case, with my infant students. So I would prepare that up. I would double check. And then I'd say hello and give my introduction that I'm happy with the recording. And then I would move on to the remainder of my instruction or story. If it's a story, the ability to remove yourself from the slides is a very helpful one. So I would then move on to my second slide here after giving my introduction. Same thing again, slideshow, record slideshow. And here I would keep my camera off. But if you wanted to switch it on and have a little hello again, you can do that easily, okay? So I'll actually keep it on so you can see what it looks like. So I'll just do a quick hello, hi. So what you can see here is if I press camera here, I can't turn it off again. So if you choose to keep your camera on, it's on for the remainder of the time you have the recording in process. When I switch it off, so I can show you what this looks like. Back to end show, and you can see it's dropped me into the picture there. Now I can still make that smaller, make it a shape, do whatever I like to that and crop it down, cut out the background. Maybe you don't want the board in the background, or you can blur your background. Now if I delete that, it does go away. I need to record this screen again. So you can see, I've decided, oops, I forgot to turn my camera off. So I hit back to, now you'll see here, I don't have a record button because I did record for this slide. So if I hit the dustbin, it gives me back my video and I can switch my video off again. Okay, so then I would record my second screen, and you can see every time I record a screen, it's going to give me that countdown, okay? And it also tells me the time I already have recorded from the previous slide, okay? So I turn that on, 3, 2, 1, go. Room on the Broom. Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Schluffler. So, what happens if you do that and mispronounce a word? Well, you can see, all you've got to do is hit that button, hit the trash button, and I go back to recording, and I can record that very screen again. And this is what I love about doing it in PowerPoint. If I mess up on one slide, I only have to record that one slide again. I do not have to record the whole thing again, which for me is brilliant news. Once I'm happy with all of my slide recordings, with this, by the way, if you don't want that visible on your slide, you can also make it more transparent, just the same way as you would if it were a picture. So if you go into Format, into your color corrections, and change the brightness, I can make it disappear. Okay, if you change the transparency, sorry, you can make it disappear. I can make it more obvious. I can change the color of it. You can see I can change its color. I can do whatever I like to it. I can make the outside green. I can treat it just as an image. So if I wanted to make it, you can see artistic effects, okay, our color corrections. Okay, so I make it yellow, for example. Or, as I said, if you want to disappear it completely, you can do that through your transparency. Okay? So you can treat it as if it was an object when it's just this. You can also do the same with your video image. And change the shape, change the colors, etc. Okay? So once you're happy with your recording, all you've got to do is go up to File, Export, and then you want to come down to File Format and change that to an MP4. Choose the quality that you're happy with and hit Export. Now, I will warn you, it takes a little while, but you can leave it running in the background and get on with the rest of your day. And once it's ready, all you've got to do is send it out to your students however you do that. I hope that was helpful.